Good morning, everybody, or
We're
afternoon. Sorry,
Happy
afternoon and
Wednesday.
evening to
afternoon.
whoever you
Yeah.
guys are out there. Uh, we are back, and another day, another dollar. We are hopefully, you guys are ready for another good discussion. It's going to be a
Always.
good one, I think. It's going to be another good one. Make sure I mute this. There. All right, so now I don't have to hear myself. Um, I'm trying to get TikTok up and running, guys. If you just be patient, real quick. I just gotta get.
Hello, Chris.
Hello, all the people in the chats.
There we go. Okay.
Good shot.
All right, going live on TikTok for everybody.
Everybody.
Everybody here.
Yeah.
Everybody. Black streets. Back.
I'm trying to get this title right.
I want to thank all the people coming out to see the hooch last night for our show and the the craziness that happened like towards the end. Thanks for sticking around.
Mhm.
So we were telling the guys backstage, it
Great.
kind of cut off right in the end.
Diane.
Okay. We are live. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, for those of you who are, I'm going to check and make sure on TikTok I got the sound I need, just so we make sure. Yeah. Let's just verify some things here. And I do. But I don't have video for some reason.
Yeah, I don't see
video.
anything. I just see YouTube.
There. Okay, there
There
it
it
is.
There she is. I see her.
Okay. It's gone again.
Oh, naughty girl.
Okay, there it is. Okay.
Getting some feedback too.
Huh?
Getting feedback.
Is there feedback?
Yeah. It's not mine because my phone is muted.
No,
somewhere.
because it's mine here.
Oh,
It's mine here.
okay.
There we go.
No, that's not good.
All right. Let me know if it goes away again. Okay. Did it go blank?
No, it's still up. I'm watching.
Did it go blank now?
Nope.
Okay, good. Is it blank now?
No, it's still up.
Okay, good. All right, perfect. I
good
like that because I had to move the cursor off the screen. You have to keep it kind of hovering for it to make sure it makes sense. So it's kind of weird. Anyway, we're going to be talking about certain individuals here. One of those individuals is Mr. LeBron James. You know, the one that loves to read.
LeBron James.
LeBron James.
Oh man. That was
The one
painful.
who- Didn't he skip like half his fourth grade year or something like that?
I think he skipped most of school.
Yeah.
I've listened to him talk, and there's not a whole lot there.
I mean, he wants to bring his school into fruition.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
school for magical Negroes.
Right? Which your whole job is going to be nothing but making white people happy.
Yes.
He said for the magical Negro. That's funny.
Yeah. Now I was thinking there's two types of people. There are people that skip school and then those that skip school.
Yes.
Yes.
Which one's LeBron?
That's the question.
Ah, okay.
The answer is yes. He is.
Yes.
He is definitely both. And then there are people who say they're going to build schools but never build it at all.
Oh, yeah. Those
Yeah.
people. We call them swindlers.
Yeah. Isn't there's a term for them, isn't there?
Yeah, they're swindlers.
But then what would you call the seals who give money to the swindlers? What do you call those?
I don't know. What would
Bamboozled.
you call them?
Retarded.
Bamboozled.
Hoodwinkers?
Hoodwinkers.
Yeah. I done been hoodwinked.
He done been bammed of the boozled.
Mm-hmm.
He been bammed of the boozles. Anyhow,
Yeah.
so we're going to talk about that. So don't run too far away. We'll be right back with the podcast, and we'll dive into where the schools really are today and what process and progress have they made since their advent. At least one of them, because we know the other one hasn't kicked off yet. So we'll talk. So don't run too far. We'll be right back. All right. Let's tackle LeBron first, shall we?
Oh
Mhm.
yay!
Sure.
about
Let's do that.
LeBron has an interesting. He was quite ecstatic about his school being open about what 6 years now? Is it 6 years?
Yeah, it's been a couple
Close to
years.
6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he announced it in 2018.
Yeah.
and it took what, maybe
Yeah, so
2 years
5.
to build. So
Yeah.
Yeah, so 5 years ago. We'll give you 6. We'll say you had it in your mind and you already prepped it. So 6 years ago you started this school. So how is the school doing now? Well, we found the letter grade that the state was giving all the remedial schools and the public schools and all that stuff. His school is given a C, an overall C. Now it may sound like if this was a C back in the day, if this were a regular C, it would be around the 70%, right? Is that what C used to be? 70?
Yes.
Mm.
Today's C is not 70%.
Hmm.
Today's C, I think if I remember right, it's about 60, 50, 50 or 49 to 60 is now a C.
whoa, no!
They have changed a lot of it.
You can just write your name on a paper and get that.
Holy
Yeah.
cow!
Yeah. It's interesting.
Wow.
You haven't
Huh.
seen the new what they want to push for new grades?
Yeah, I
They're-
read about it, how they're trying to change the whole percentage system. A is now like
Mhm.
80%. Everything like drops 10%, I think. A is like it's low. It's like 85% to 100%. Then it goes B to 85 to 75, below the C, 75 to
Good.
65.
Oh my gosh!
D 65. It's something around there.
Uh-huh. Yep. And now they're trying to do this whole non-participating kind of thing. Okay. So when we went to school, the 70s used to be a good grade. You used to get, like, if you were to get a 70 to 79, somewhere in there, you get a C plus. And they still have that for the majority of the time, but they're slowly moving away from the grading system of the A's and the B's and trying to take on the college idea of the 4.0 and the 3.0. And so they do that even now in certain high schools.
Mm-hmm.
What they're really fundamentally changing is the requirements to get an A, B, C, or D. Not necessarily the number, but the work itself is more remedial than it is complicated for an A, B, and C in high school anymore. So you're not learning a whole lot, but you do come away with an A. You may come away with a B, and you may come away with a C. So a C doesn't look nearly as bad anymore. I want to go to school now. If I went to school now, I'd be straight
Right.
A's.
Yeah, I'd be going to Harvard. You know,
Man,
I mean,
I'd make it to Harvard, man. I'd abacadabra my way all the way to Harvard, because that's all I would do on the test. I'd be like, oh, that's it, abacadabra, A B A C A B A B A B. I'm done.
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, you can abacadabra.
see, I've watched my kids, because I have kids in almost every grade. I have one that just left school. He's just got done. He's done with high school. And then I have 4 more that are in the system. Okay. And my 13-year-old he's a math mind. Like he's got math down, right? And he is in advanced math. And what he said is even advanced math is like nothing. And he brought home some stuff. Now their advanced math, at least at this school, I'm not saying for every school, but for this school, the advanced math he's bringing me as a 13-year-old, how's the best way to put this? It's not really advanced. It's what we would have grown up with as our regular math class.
so Marlon, what grade is he in?
What's that, 7th?
7th. When I was a 7th grader, I was learning algebra.
And he's got that.
I was learning geometry and trig.
Damn.
Yeah, but
You feel real stupid.
and that's regular, right? That's just your class. That's not the advanced class, the
that's a
honor
regular
class. That was just
Geometry,
regular class,
geometry.
right?
Yeah.
He's getting that in the advanced class.
The advanced class isn't advanced.
No, it's not. It's no longer advanced.
So the advanced class is 7th grade when I was in 7th grade, 2 decades ago, or so.
I figured advanced would be more like quantum physics.
Look, it's not far fetched to understand why they're doing this. Of course, we know why, right? But when
Equity.
you look at the grade that LeBron's school, and I'm going to call it LeBron school, whether they get government funding or not. When you look at the grades that he's getting at C, you would think you'd have the money, LeBron, because you do. He has money, right? To hire the absolute best teachers and to also afford, because he said he was doing this for the low income people so they can get stuff. Give them tutors. Your school should be the one that has straight A's.
Mm-hmm.
At the minimum B.
It should be the shining beacon on the hill, right? It should be the standard of the school system.
I would think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like one of those schools that are like, well, you wasn't good enough to make it here, so we're going to send you to this continuation school, whatever type of school it is. Sounds like a continuation school.
Well, it is, because if you're falling below the standard, if you're 2 years behind the Akron standard, standardized passing marker, they send you to the I Promise school for free.
Yeah, so they send them to this school. They lowered the standards, in order for them to compete. They're not competing with their peers in these other schools. So they lower the standards. It's all equity. They lower the standards, give them a star, and be like, hey, you graduated. But you
push them out the door.
You're not smart, but good job.
Thanks for showing up.
Thanks for showing up.
Yeah. What it reminds me of is just the pass failing that they used to do in schools. Like they wouldn't fail or make people repeat. They just passed along to the next year. It's like I don't want to deal with this kid another year. Send him on. Right? That's what it's been like. It's sad.
The question here becomes, what was their goal for setting up these schools? I see, and they don't now. This is one guy. I'm glad you brought him up. I consider what King Randall is doing of way more consequence than any, and I mean any clown that decides he's going to open a school and have it housed under the auspices of the governmental policies that they have in schools. King Randall is teaching them life skills, how to manage money, how to do simple maintenance on your car, balancing of your checkbook. He's teaching them stuff that they can use right now and later.
Yeah.
And still teaching them as well what needs to be done when they're in school. So he's giving them private lessons on top of the stuff that they're doing. So I don't see how more schools don't open along that kind of a trade route kind of thing. But I think I know why. It's because there's more money to pull from a government funding when you push the agenda for the school as opposed to educating kids. What do you think?
When I was in school, they taught all that, though. Back in the 90s in high school, we learned how to balance a checkbook. We learned automotives. We learned electronics. We learned all these different trades because not everybody was fit for college. So you had a lot of people that took these trades in high school that continued on with that trade that they took for 4 years and are making really good money now. Nowadays, college, they've taken away all that out of high school because they want you to go to college, because college is all about, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. And it's also an indoctrination thing. So they have to get rid of it. They don't want everybody out here learning a trade, because once you learn a trade, that is a personal skill. You can take that personal skill and go into business for yourself instead of being a slave to the government by going to college.
Yeah, that a government being told what to think and what to say.
That's right, Vanessa. Thank you for coming, Vanessa.
That is a true statement. That is a very true statement. Critical thinking, and we talked about this a couple of shows ago about the critical thinking aspect.
Yeah.
If I can remove the whole idea of critical thinking, then whatever I put in front of you to believe, you will be way more prone to believe it. Because you don't have anything in your wheelhouse to combat that's based on, one, facts, or two, how you grew up. You can't open up your mind enough to fight that thought process. You believe, well, I guess it's the teacher saying it, that must be true.
Yeah.
They've replaced critical thinking with critical theory.
Yeah.
So everything is theoretics and emotionalism versus actually using.
It's praxis. It's the critical, race theory praxis is what they've been doing. Is they're teaching the children how to implement the critical race theory ideology in school.
Yeah,
that's what they've been teaching them. Instead of how to read in mathematics, we're saying how much the whitey is the bad person.
Let's see something here. I gotta find out for sure. Okay, let's find out. Let's find out something real quick. Umar Johnson finally sets an opening date for his school for black boys.
Okay.
All right, this was in March that this was published. Okay,
March of
this year?
what?
huh?
This year?
Of this year, 2023.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we have an update. Let's
Wait,
bring the update on here.
wait. So,
Anno
hold on.
Domini.
So hang on a second.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't he like talking about this school 2 years ago?
Oh no, way more than 2.
Mm.
Oh no, this has been a while now. The
Really?
Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, and I want people to understand something real quick about those names that he just put out there. Those 2 men were diametrically opposed to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But people won't think that because he's mentioning 2 pioneering black people. And so you'll be like, yeah, that sounds really good. That sounds dark. That's a dark name right there. I like that name. That's a good dark name. It's a yummy dark name.
Oh man.
It's going to be in Delaware. Oh, it's in Joe Biden's backyard.
Mm.
Wait, I thought he was opening a school in Africa. I'm
Hey,
confused.
Delaware, Africa, same thing.
I
It's
guess.
the same thing. He says
You-
has been a work in progress for several years now and has become the project of unfounded accusation. Unfounded.
Unfounded
It's always unfounded, isn't it?
I don't think News One knows
or
what unfounded means.
unproven.
Unfounded, they say.
Mhm.
Unproven. Or without evidence. That's the favorite one too.
Unfounded accusation that Johnson has been soliciting and accepting donations to help renovate the school building without any intention of ever opening it. Okay.
He looks like
And
a
now Johnson is attempting to prove his naysayers wrong in a series of Instagram posts touting it and listing several events scheduled to take place in the weeks leading up to when the school event will open in time to start the 2024 to 25 school year.
So
Yeah.
next August is what he's projecting.
Yeah, next August, he may or may not have a school that is ready to be opened.
He needs to take that money he got in donations and hire a maid, a house cleaning service. That's what he needs to do.
Oh my word.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think this school's going to come around, man. You know, he's getting people's hopes up, and then the next big thing will come. People forget that he even said this. It's not going to happen. At all. He's a grifter.
He said early the same day, Johnson always took to Instagram to post it and the billing and told donors they will be honored, whether random or regular, when we finally open the Honorable Marcus Garvey Elementary School of the first. I don't know what that was. That FD
Frederick Douglass.
Frederick
Marcus Garvey.
Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy.
Hold on a sec. Wait, no. Okay, so
What?
okay. So if I'm reading this correctly, I know
Mhm.
News One is a little slow on the upkeep, but he's not opening up the entire school, just the elementary
The
school
elementary portion?
of the of a much larger academy. So this academy is going to house elementary school, middle, and high school, along with college prep.
Okay, let's see what his delay was. In 2021, Johnson gave a bittersweet update claiming it would be up and running soon if it received the necessary help in the areas of HVAC, plumbing, and electric work.
Which can we also recognize that he actually reached out and said, I needed some Watt people to help me out with this one.
No, he's specific. Now, if I remember correctly, now someone can probably prove me wrong on this. But if I'm not mistaken, he specifically wanted to make sure that there were no white people working in or for the school to either get it up and running or while a teacher there.
If I remember that, there's a law on the books where you can't do that.
Not when you're Dr. Umar.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's this little law that says you can't discriminate based on race.
But it's not discrimination. It's
Oh yeah, that's right.
preference.
That's right.
Yeah.
Preference.
It's equity.
It's preference. Yeah.
I prefer not to work with you because
Yeah.
Johnson suggested black people specifically, needed to step up to help.
There it is.
At any time, Johnson said it can be ready within 3 weeks. Oh, really? Hold on. Listen to me good.
3 weeks.
I'm going to reread that because I don't think I understood what that said. At the time, Johnson said the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey School can be ready in 3 weeks if it got the necessary work needed at a pro bono rate.
Volunteers, give us your time.
So hold on. Didn't he say that he had funding and he put out a whole thing to get funding and he kept getting funding?
Mm-hmm.
But now you need
Free
pro
labor.
bono people to come work and put the HVAC and electrical.
Mm-hmm.
And you can get it. It's 3 weeks. Now, hear me out. I have done HVAC and I have done electrical. Please, this is so good. If you are opening a school, Negro, an entire university, and you only have 3 weeks worth of work to do, and you not open until 2024, 25, you lying.
He's a liar.
Heck, you could get one dude, you could get one man. If you only have 3 weeks worth of work to open it up, you can get one Mexican. And that one Mexican will get done in at least 2 months.
And with a screwdriver. With just a screwdriver.
With a screwdriver and a hairpin. And he's going to get all of it done.
No, with a screwdriver and a 6-pack of Modelo. That's all he needs.
Done.
Build you a mansion.
Yeah.
Okay, to put it in perspective, let's put things in perspective.
If you build it, it will come.
Let's go with it.
A prime example. So I worked at a facility out in a place called Bremerton. Okay, now here I'm not bragging, but I know when I do my work, I do my work. Okay, when I work, I work. And I was the only person in charge of installing cameras, fire alarm, and biometrics for an entire housing complex. We're talking about a walled off, 7 stories, 5 buildings, and a pool house. I alone was running all the cable for all the cameras and all the fire alarms and all of the biometrics myself. I had no help. They gave me 3 weeks to get it done. And then I had to redline all of the schematics when things didn't land where they're supposed to. I had to do all the redlining. So I was working and I decided, all right, fine, I'll skip lunches and I'll skip breaks. 3 weeks worth of work. I got it all done in a week and a half. You can't look me in the eye and tell me that you can be open in 3 weeks if you got things for free when you're not opening for what we're in December now. You have another 11 months, 9 months. You're gonna need 9 months to get 3 weeks worth of work done. Umar, listen, bro. That's telling me one thing. Not even black people went to a school to open. You can't even get black people to come help black people build a school for 3. Man, come on.
What black people are gonna ship themselves to Delaware though? That's the question.
Out of all the places, it had to be Delaware, right?
And who's going to do it? Who's going to do it for free? I don't know. If I owned a business, an HVAC business, and all the supplies, all the time, all the manpower, all the stuff that goes into HVAC, who in their right mind is going to say, "Yeah, I'm gonna just do this for free"? Yeah, for Umar Johnson. Like, who the hell is Umar Johnson?
Yeah, the only people you're going to get things to do for free maybe is the Amish, but even then they're probably going to ask you for a trade of some sort.
Yeah.
Again, I'm going to need at least 3 mules for this job. All right.
Can you displace Joe Biden from the White House and I'll do it for free?
In today's economy, it's a slap in the face for him to even ask that.
If things were going great, like 2019 before like Corona hit, right? If things were that good, maybe some people might do it for free. But like, have you seen the cost of a McDonald's meal?
Yes, it's more than you used to pay.
It's more than minimum wage.
Yeah.
You ready for this? You ready for this part? This is the best of all of it. This is telling me everything I need to know. Listen carefully. He said he can get it done in 3 weeks. Just remember that time frame. You know what I hadn't done yet, mister? I had not done. I haven't even put my Facebook live.
Oh,
what a loser I am.
Loserville.
Man, I'm sorry, Facebook, that I did that to you. But it's really not my fault. That's a Facebook thing. Here's what it says. I haven't come across black folks who are willing to donate their time. I wonder why when you've scammed them before. So we have to raise enough money to pay market rate for those repairs. He estimated he needed to raise about $300,000 in additional funding for work.
That's Diddy money, though. That's like money Diddy can just sign over.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. Let's do some math. I'm going to do the math that applies to me, okay? So let's go for 36 times, okay, so that's 540, and then times 50. So we are 27, okay? Okay. So let's do this. So we have 30. Let me do this again. Make sure I get this right. 30. No, it wasn't 35. We'll do 40. And we'll do that at 16 hours a day. And we'll times that by 7 days a week. So we're at $4,480, okay? Per week if I work 7 days a week. Let's say you got 5 people to work on this, okay? So that's $22,000, okay? I'll give you $23,000. So in a week, now you said you had 3 weeks worth of work, right? That's what he said. You could get it done in 3 weeks. Okay. So we'll do that times 3, and we're at $67,000. Now he's saying that it is pro bono work. He can get it done, which means that he has enough money to get the material.
Yeah.
And he has enough money to get everything else. He just needs to pay people. He said a going rate. That's all he said, right? For people.
Right. If
he were to pay an electrician, this is just the electrician, by the way. I'm not counting anybody else, so just understand. If he paid 5 people at $40 an hour for the 3-week period, and they all work 7 days a week, this is 7 full days a week, not including overtime, you're looking at $67,000 to pay just the people. Okay. Now let's add. What did he say he needed? And let's see. I want to make sure I give this guy the benefit of the doubt, right?
He's asking for $300,000.
Yeah. But what did he want done?
HVAC,
HVAC and electrical.
HVAC, electrical, and what was it?
Other renovations. He didn't say.
Non-specified work.
HVAC. Whatever. So let's go with HVAC. So we're gonna take another 67. So now we're at 120. Okay. At 120, you can't use 5 people for HVAC. Just, the thing is a very specific kind of thing. Most of the time when they send people out to facilities like that, they send a crew of like 3 because it's quite a specific little trade. And it's not just 5 or 6 people that you send out.
Yeah.
So say you send out 3 people to get it done. You add another $50K on top of that. So now you're at $110K. You still are way below your $300,000 estimate. And I'm paying above market right now. At $40 an hour, you know who gets $40 an hour? All journeymen with licensing and tenure get 40 an hour. That's what I was getting. I was actually getting 45 an hour. I was the only one getting 45 an hour. You know what my minions would have gotten if I hired one? $13 to $17 an hour. If you were part of the union, you'd start at 17 and get 21 at the most. So you can cut that number down to $50,000 right off the top. You ain't gonna need no $300,000, Umar. You're lying. You don't want to start the school. You're not gonna open next year. If you only have 3 weeks worth of work, you can easily find one person. You don't need myriads of people, one for each trade, and have them work. If you want to open next year, have them work from now and even only work 4 hours a day, and you can pay them. You're a liar. You are a filthy, stinking liar, and everybody can tell. You can't even take care of your own. Have you seen your house, bro? For a single man?
Throw that pickup again. Throw that pick up again. Throw that up again.
Hold on. Let's show people how.
Come on, man.
He needs to hire a
Is
housekeeper.
there
A housekeeper. He needs Consuela to come help him.
Yeah. Firebomb that house.
Oh man.
Let's find that picture. Picture.
He's a
somewhere.
grifter, man. He's a snake oil salesman. He's a bamboozler. He's a swindler. He knows what he's doing, you know. And he's going to take this money, and it's going to keep getting pushed off, and he's never going to create the school. He knows it.
There you go.
Let's see
at that.
the that's just disgusting. I'm like, he's like, how
Is
old
that
is
in
he?
his
What?
basement?
No, that is his living room.
That's his living room.
Oh, I would like. That's what a basement would look like. I just put it in a basement.
Man.
That's
See,
his living room.
What the hell?
Disgusting thing about all this, though, is that since he's asking for 3 times the amount of money that it takes to get all those repairs done, and based on Marlon's assessment, this is going to hurt the very people that he wants to reach, inevitably.
Yeah. I mean,
Why didn't he get with some of his rich friends? I mean, he's supposed to be this well-known, blacktivist. Why couldn't he reach out to people like Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, all these
Charlemagne,
because LeBron James? Because you figure that if they're about this cause about uplifting black people, all these pro-blacks, these hoteps, these swindlers would be willing to help him out to build this school. How come they haven't?
Because
every day at 4:00, every day.
Yeah.
My internet just went out again. 4:00.
I saw that.
Same time.
Oh yeah.
So you have to go under the assumption, like most people should, is that most nonprofits or any sort of charity is a scam. Especially if they're major charities, they're scams. All of them do not give money to the causes that they are advocating for. PETA being the prime example of an organization that preaches one thing and does something completely different and then just makes everybody have a crap time. All right. So like that's the best case example of that. Or the Clinton Foundation.
That's a
Clinton
good one.
Foundation is a good one, and with Haiti. So you believe these people that are like, oh yeah, hey, don't you think Al Sharpton and all those other people have their own little charity services that they get money and donations from that never really pan out somehow, right? As all that money gets funneled to certain people and events and dinners and whatever else it is, or to pay for their what is the word they usually go with? Their administrative fees.
Administrative
operational
fees.
costs.
Yeah, their operational
and
costs.
overhead.
Right. And
I'm
overhead.
pretty sure Umar, doesn't he have a nonprofit?
Yeah.
He has tons of business LLCs and stuff like that all over the place. Yeah.
So
Does he
why
have nonprofits or LLCs?
Both.
Why is he reaching out to poor black people? Because that's mainly who he's reaching out. I'm not saying they're all poor, but a lot of the people that are buying his nonsense are, middle to lower class people, right? Why is he reaching out to these people when he has all this equity? He has all this so-called money for himself through his businesses, his LLCs.
I can answer that question.
Why?
Here's the reason. You remember we talked about a certain individual, Mr. T. Nathan?
Yes.
Remember we showed a video with him talking about how you guys need to support me since I'm doing all the work. Y'all need. That's the same mindset. It's the exact same mindset. You need me to do something on your behalf. Well, I need to be able to sit back, eat some grapes, and you need to fan me because I'm going to be doing such a great job for you guys. Get off your behind and come work for the king. He even said the word king, right?
Yes.
That's exactly how Umar views himself, as a king. So why wouldn't he reach out to the minions, the peasants, the lower class people to tell him you need to work for free to get this thing moving? That's exactly how he views. Look, I'm not making this stuff up. That's how he views you. Okay?
Yep.
I don't view you this way. Umar views the rest of black culture as his slaves because he is a king. He's the king. And if he is the king, then you guys need to get up off your behind, lift up my throne, put it on your shoulders, and as you're walking, dig for gold for me and make some necklaces.
And you know what's messed up about him is he wants people to do this for free. And let's say in a perfect world, people actually said, okay, yeah, I'll come out and help you. I'm good at all this. I can bet you money that Umar Johnson's not going to be out there turning wrenches. Because if I ask anybody if I ask somebody, like somebody helps me move and they come over and do it for free, I'm not going to sit back and watch people lift furniture out my house like I'm some God king. I'm going to be down there helping them lift, helping them move, helping them push things. So people like Umar Johnson, he's going to ask for all this help, but he's not going to be out there, practicing what he preaches. He just wants to help. Like Marlon said, like he's a king. He wants to look at the peasants building this for him so he can take all the credit for the things the people he considers peasants do without him lifting a finger to do it. And then all it's just going to boost his ego, thinking he's even more of a king. What somebody needs to do is take his ass down, or his butt down a notch.
Yep.
Real fast.
There's a couple things. One of them said, does everybody remember Maui with The Rock and Oprah?
Oh yeah.
Begging people who can barely make it for money to help other people in the same area that they live. They live. Not anybody else. They live in that area, and asking for other people's money when they themselves are rich in order to help pay for renovation or like restoring the area. That benefits them. It doesn't benefit you anything. It benefits them to have it restored because it increases their value.
They even wanted the money to come to them, is what it was.
Yeah. For their charity work, they're setting up a charity. We're going to give in some money too. It's like, the same thing with this thing. It's like, why isn't he calling Oprah and going, hey, you want to donate some money to help with this school?
Because they think he's a fool. But also with that, it's like the first thing I'm gonna ask myself is somebody's building something like that in my community. And I'm like, man, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
What benefit am I getting from it? Because anytime time is energy to me, right? So if I'm giving my time, even though you can't pay me, how do I benefit from this? Well, you don't. Everyone else does. Well, why would I give my time if there's no benefit for me and mine? I'm not going to give my time. So that's a hard question to ask. And like Marlon said earlier, it's that king, it's that ego, it's that narcissistic mentality that they have. Well, they want everybody to worship the ground that they walk on. And they think when they call, you should jump. And if you don't jump, you are shamed.
And it's in stark contrast to LeBron's school, where he actually partnered with Akron public school system, but then he's the one that's plastered on all of his murals. And like, I don't know, there's one picture I saw floating online where he takes up a mural of about three different positions on a mural, all in the forefront and prominent. And you got a little Martin Luther King down here at the bottom of the mural because LeBron James.
LeBron James done tremendous work.
I think I've officially found a smoking gun, people. I found a smoking gun. You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
In 2014, he said he would raise $5 million to buy the former campus of St. Paul's College in Lawrenceville, Virginia, which closed down in 2013. He would rename it the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, right?
That's not
he claimed to have sufficient funds to buy St. Paul's site in 2014, but did not do so. In 2015, he claimed he would open the school the following year.
Sounds familiar.
Okay.
I'm still stuck on Delaware.
They said somebody discouraged project. Who was it? The magazine Madame Noir discouraged donations for the project, citing Johnson's homophobic and misogynistic commentary on YouTube. In 2015, now mind you, listen carefully. He said he had the money.
Has the money.
He had the money. Okay. In 2015, he opened a GoFundMe to raise money to acquire and rehabilitate either the former one or the Chamberlain Hut Academy in Mississippi. That's two different locations now. In 2017, the Root criticized Johnson for failing to provide financial documentation demonstrating whether he had actually used any of the funds for the school. Although he claimed he applied for a 501c3 tax exemption status in 2015, there was no record of the application with the IRS as of 2017.
Probably still doesn't.
Wow.
In 2019, the Root commentator said that Johnson never provided a business plan. Despite Johnson's claim in 2017 to have raised $400,000 to $700,000 for the school, it seems no adequate steps have been taken toward the completion. In 2021, Johnson stated the school had completed construction, but was not ready for classes. Neither time have you heard Delaware as a location, have you?
No,
Not
this
yet.
is all
No.
in different
Okay.
places.
Now
Yeah.
here we go. His school for boys is in Delaware.
Now it's in Delaware. Okay.
Construction on the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy has been completed, Johnson has recently confirmed, but is
All right, well,
still
hang-
not open for use due to some persisting challenges to be soon resolved.
Okay, hang on a
Oh,
second.
okay.
Hang on a second. So in 2015, he had the money for some random location in Virginia.
5 milli.
Okay.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
So why does he need more money?
that didn't happen in Virginia. So then he went all the way down to Mississippi.
Yep.
And that didn't happen.
That didn't happen.
And that was 2 years later.
Yes.
It's in
And-
Delaware.
And now in 2021, which is 4 years from Mississippi,
I-
Uh-huh.
he still needs 300K.
I
Yeah,
have a
he's up-
question.
he's up
I've
there.
got a question for y'all.
Mhm.
What is the population of Black people in Delaware?
In Delaware, that's a great question.
Hmm.
Do you have the answer for that?
Interesting.
I don't. But like, I was just wondering. Off the top of
Goes
my
up
head,
to
I was
Joe
thinking,
Biden, all of them
because,
be
like,
gone.
I get Mississippi because the majority of the black population is actually in the South, right? Which historically makes sense. Like a lot of resettlement was there. So why would you put it in the Northeast?
You ready?
Yeah. Look,
Hey, now look at Delaware and then look up the city he wants to put it in.
You ready? You ready?
Okay.
to
yeah,
go
I'm ready for this.
Delaware?
I'm ready for this.
Okay.
This is good.
White alone, 60.8%.
Yeah, that's tracking. Yeah.
Black or African American alone, 20.8%.
Okay.
Hispanic, 10. 2 or more races, 9. Other races, 4.
Okay, now where was this
That's
college-
percentages. What's the number though?
What,
I pulled up the number of
city-
the African American population in
Which
Delaware
is?
as of 2020. 212,795 Black people in Delaware as of 2020.
Okay. Now
Okay,
look up the
listen.
Black population in Mississippi.
I'll
Okay,
look
go
up-
back
read-
to
what was that
Delaware.
one you said?
Go back
bro?
to Delaware.
There was another one
and
you
look
said
at
to look up. What was the name
look
of the
up
place
the
he was at?
the city.
What
The
was
city,
city?
yeah.
I want to know the population of the Black people.
What was the
in
name of that city that he was in Delaware? Does anybody remember the name of that city?
Mm-mm.
No.
It flashed across my mind just a second ago, and now I can't remember what it was.
Where was Biden born?
In either case, even if it's not, we don't get the city. The amount of Black people in Delaware does not constitute opening a Black-only school there.
Yeah,
Any
no, it
benefit.
doesn't. 200,000 is the population.
What's Mississippi?
Mississippi is 1.124 million as of 2020.
Yeah.
Black people?
Black people.
Black people.
No, Black
in,
people.
in Mississippi. Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
Virginia. What about Virginia?
Oh,
'Cause
goodness.
that was the first place he was going to open, right? In Virginia.
Oh, there's a lot.
That one
more
ought to be high too.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that was-
Virginia is going to be high too. Yeah.
1.621 million.
Oh,
in 2020.
Right.
okay. So
Oh,
he left.
okay.
He left 1.6 million. He met the millions and went to the thousands.
And not only that, but so that's 220 some odd Black people.
Mhm.
And he wants to open up a school for boys
For boys only.
Specifically.
specifically.
Now, mind
for
you,
Black
I'm going to
boys.
bet you money that the ones that live in Delaware are not struggling.
Probably
Oh,
not.
I
Who-
guarantee there's a bunch of Carltons out there like me, and
Who-
it's not unusual to be loved by you.
I would
There ain't
struggle
no
to
backgrounds
bet
up there.
that there are very limited amount of low income Black families in Delaware.
And if
Now-
there are, if there are, my apologies. It might be in some little.
But it would be an
Portion of
even
it.
smaller population versus
Yes,
Mississippi.
That's the point.
But
It's a
you
lot
gotta-
less needed there than it would be in Mississippi or Virginia.
Yeah.
Now, would this be the reason being is that this school won't be free, right?
Mm-hmm.
It won't be free. So he's
Oh,
moving to a
good-
place.
good
Oh, so is he going to import people from other places? Is it going to be like a boarding school of some sort? Like,
He's moving to a place to where there's probably Black people that are very well off to where they can go to this school. He's not going to move it down to the hood.
oh,
And
okay, so it's a
especially if
private
they have
school.
to pay fines and pay the people and pay the taxes. If it's a free school, all that stuff's coming out of his pocket. But if he can move to an area where it's more, upper to middle class Black folk, they could pay a tuition fee.
I have bad news.
That's why he picked Delaware.
What's
I
the,
have
what's
bad
the bad
news.
news?
I
What's
have
that?
very bad news. Very,
Okay.
very heartbreaking news to render to people.
We got banned.
Speaking about the school he wants to open in Delaware, Dr. Umar said they originally wanted $2 million for the building, but after a few years of negotiation, they finally sold it to him for $500,000. And he originally offered. Unfortunately, for the past 3 years, he's been having a hard time finding honest contractors to fix up the building. But you have $5 million, Umar. Let's say you had $2 million to buy the original building that was in Mississippi. $2 million. You paid $500,000. You needed an extra $300,000 to finish. You don't tell me that. Okay, let me do some math. This is Common Core for me because I'm not used to the math of today. You have $2 million. You take away 500,000. That leaves you at what? 1.5 million. And now you need 300,000, which would put you at 1.2 million left over. Would it not? Should you be touching the funds for the school for something else? So that it should still be there, right? You would think.
Right. Yeah. For the
you
project.
got it for 500K. You pay 300K for the expenses of the fixings, and you still can't open till next year because you need time.
So I got a little caveat to that, though. So he plans to open in Wilmington, Delaware, and the population.
Why does that sound familiar?
Well, the population of Wilmington as of July 2022 is 71,000 people, and the percentage demographic of Black people makes up 53% of the population in Wilmington, Delaware.
53?
53.
Okay, so wait a minute.
53 of 70-something thousand?
Yes.
Yeah.
So 40,000, little over 40,000 people? A little under 40,000 people.
What is the financial status of that area? Because I
that's
guarantee
what I was going to get to. The reason Wilmington sounds familiar is I think that's where Joe Biden's from.
Yes.
Now, I want to go back to where he said he couldn't find any honest contractors.
Right? Hey, Michael, just to answer your question, the median value of owner-occupied housing units in Wilmington, Delaware, as between the years of 2018 to 2022, according to the United States Census Bureau, is $203,600.
What did I say?
But it sounds totally lower income. Right?
Yeah. So he said the reason he couldn't continue was because he couldn't find honest contractors, right?
Right.
Yeah. But then he
in Wilmington, Delaware.
Yeah, he wants contractors to do it pro bono
for free.
Now,
explain that to me.
Anybody who does something for free, are they going to do good work? Are they going to?
Oh my God. I also thought of the worst. Wait. I thought of the worst thing about this statement. Okay, so you remember what his original statement was about the school, right? That it was only going to be built and operated by Black people.
Right.
He's saying he can't find an honest Black contractor to build his school.
Let that one marinate for a minute.
Let that cook for a minute.
Let that sit right in the ether for just a second.
Just sit right there. Just marinate right there, and just watch it marinate. We're just watching it marinate. That's all we're gonna do. We're just gonna watch it marinate.
They were having a hard time finding contractors. It's
look. You guys knows how the Savage Patriots roll, right? We're gonna dissect everything. We're gonna break it down, dissect it down to
that was so good.
Every single detail. Now, the thing Coy said, think about that.
Yeah.
Think about it. It's all black brand, black this, but I can't find any
honest ones.
Honest Black contractors.
Look at the quote too. What he said. They kept stealing things out of the building. Is a specific quote from him. They ripped us off, scanned us, and they stole out of the building. And it's a project.
Contractor is real. It wasn't until he decided to go with white contractors that he got the school to the finish line.
Oh my God. Oh man.
Oof. The music that needs to be playing after that was that
Boy, what's that sound you have? Womp, womp, womp.
Yeah. Oh, this sad trumpet sound. Yeah, that's what it needs right there.
Holy cow.
And it's like people aren't actually reading or taking in what he's saying. He's telling you exactly
Yeah.
What's going on? I don't trust black people. So
But I want to school black people.
But I want black people to do it
Yeah.
for free. But I couldn't even trust the ones I was paying. So I don't know how I'm gonna trust the ones that are going to do it for free.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
I hired white contractors, and it all got done. You know, I love white people.
But it's white people's fault that he can't get the school running properly. Yeah.
What
It's like-
is wrong with these people? How do people not see through this, yo?
oh
They
man.
can't. They refuse to. They've been programmed to think.
This is crazy.
But that's like next level low IQ behavior. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. That is pretty bad.
It's just, oh my god.
Like I don't understand how that just flew over people's head and nobody called him out on that. It's like, wait, what? Like that was you were having so much trouble because of that?
You see this? You see this? Look at this. Look at this right here.
He's worth $2 million. So they say.
Holy
He has
moly.
an annual salary of $500K.
Okay.
Doing
So-
what?
All of his revenue sources, whatever they might be.
Talking.
Speaking of
He's a psychologist.
I want to know why he needs it for free now. If you have the money to pay people, even if you do it in stints, do it in parts. Okay, so you have a whole month that you set aside funds. It's your school. You wanted the school. It was your idea.
yeah.
Show me your black excellence, Umar, by making sure you use your black money to get it done. Where's your black excellence now? No, you're looking for your black begging. You can excellently beg. I get that. But understand is you have enough money to get it done. You do.
Mm-hmm.
Hear me out. For all that he speaks about how we're being abused and how we are being trampled and we get nowhere in life, you would think you'd be able to sacrifice your peace a little bit for the greatness of the good, because you've constantly said that you ain't really for the black experience if you got a white wife. You ain't for the black experience if you got white this, but you are not for the black experience because you're keeping all your money.
Mhm.
You greedy. You're muted.
You know what his problem was? Is he didn't consult with all of the white people that keep buying schools and turning them into houses over the United States. Have you seen that? That's a whole TikTok thing, and man, of all these people that go in and buy schools and renovate them within a couple of months, and he can't get advice from any of these people that have bought schools and flipped them.
This guy, bro.
I mean, so his net worth is
Oh,
$2 million, right? That's what we
Yeah.
read. 300,000 is what he's asking for.
Yeah, 300.
That's 15% of his entire.
He
net
can do
worth.
it. He keeps asking everybody else to give.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And can you hear me now, Marlon?
Yeah.
All right. So, there's this term that we use in the military. It's called lead by example. Be the example for everyone to
Yep.
follow. So you can't sit up here and people know your net worth. People know how much money you make. You can't sit up here and not do what you're asking other people to do. So if I had $1 million and I said, I'm going to put half of that into this school, then me asking for free labor, people might, they might do it, man, he put in 500,000 of his own money. Let's help him out. But when
Yeah.
you're not even putting your money where your mouth is, then you expect people to come and, use their hard-earned skill set to do things for free. That's a big no-no for me.
That's like
You're swindling.
Oprah in the Rock.
Yeah, you're a swindler.
You could at
Bamboo.
least just admit that you bit more than you could chew.
Bit off more
Like,
you can
it-
chew.
Yeah, just say that. It's like, you know what? I thought it was going to be easy to open a school. I messed it up. I'm sorry, guys. I
So I
want to
really
get this
need help, but I
project off
really
the
want it
ground, but it's
open.
not working.
But I really wanted to open, and I could really use your help to bail me out of this. The only reason I bit off more than I can chew because I really have a wish to help the black community.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You could make this happen if you really wanted it to, but you know what you're more interested in is taking people's money. You swindling piece of crap.
Yeah.
That's what
Wow.
you are. You're
he's
a
no-
low down snake in the grass roach. Is all you are, bro.
Mhm.
You have no desire to help black people. You talk a big game and you talk a lot, and you little uncombed hair because you're going back to your roots. I bet you if you were to cut that hair now, if you cut it now, a bunch of lice would just fall out of your head. You don't even look clean.
No, he doesn't.
Well, come on. people.
I was gonna say that there's it's just one of the things where these people that preach all the good things that you want to hear and give you sweet nothings, and then
Yeah.
they never follow through on any of the stuff. They never do. Not a single one of them.
if you ever listen to Umar Johnson talk, it's like before every interview, he like pulls out a dictionary and finds the most off word that means something to what they're asking. He just uses these big words, kind of like Eric Michael Dyson and all the rest of these, intelligent, black people.
Intelligentsia, as you call them.
And they just like to use big words. And that's what Umar Johnson does. He probably doesn't even know what half those words are. He just uses them to get the perception of he's this super educated person, and he's really not. He's like Marlon said, he's a snake in the grass. He's a swindler. He steals money. He uses the money for whatever he has to use it for, then comes back and cries, does some type of, motivational speech to swindle more black people to get on his side, and takes their donations and runs.
Yeah. There's a saying that I try to remember for myself they should probably learn is the now, like intelligence and knowledge and wisdom. The difference between all those things is like having intelligence is knowing something, and having knowledge is thinking you knowing something, and wisdom is knowing you know nothing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you need to have, is the wisdom. Just know that you know nothing.
Well, I would even argue that because of a psychology degree, he knows how to manipulate.
Yeah, that's true.
Wipe your
That's
butt
true.
with that degree.
Because regardless of whether or not you believe his degree is valid, he has a psychology degree, and therefore he's learned enough of the human mentality and emotional output to manipulate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If he really wanted to get this done, all he has to do is go to like the Hamptons, pretty close by, right? It's like in that area, right? Just go there and get some white guilt money, and that's all you got to do. Just throw a fundraiser like one time, you're good. You got the money.
And in
There you
today's
go.
day and age,
Build your school.
Achieve that.
If he was a fan of Trump, Trump passed that bill when he was in office with the HBCUs. Maybe he could have talked to Trump to throw a little bit of funding for his school, but he hated the man so much he was too proud to even ask him.
It's hard when you have TDS to get things from the guy that you have the derangement.
I'm pretty sure he would have helped you. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, Ice Cube would have gotten it if it not been for the Democrats that got away with it.
I think we should end. I think we should end with his own statements about the race relations in America. Considering that he did hire a bunch of white people to build a black school. So in other words, now you have racist energy in a black school.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, really?
You had to, because white people by nature are racist, right?
According
right. We
hire
bring this
somebody with
juju
racist
with
energy
us.
to build your black school? That don't make no sense to me, but he did.
Yeah.
He did.
So it's like haunting, right? So when like white people enter a building and they build it, they bring that racist energy with them, and it stays, right? And you got to get like a shaman or something to come in there and like detoxify the place. You got to get rid of all that racist energy.
A black shaman would be a Blahman. Okay, let's go.
A blah.
Let's play him and see what he says.
Let's be honest.
Right.
Nearly every major rapper you name has said something derogatory against dark-skinned black women.
Are uplifted lighter women and not saying anything
Yes.
about the
Look at the videos.
Yeah.
Now I'm seeing videos now where every woman in the video is like almost white.
Both
You never
those
saw
guys
that with a
IQ
hood
hit
video.
3 digits
You see it
together.
now.
Yeah.
Before it was light-skinned strictly. Now it's like white girl strictly. But you feminists in the hood, where the dark-skinned sisters at? Where the caramel at? Where the butter almond? Where the butter pecan? You should have light skin too, because we every shade, but let every shade be represented. But don't be disrespecting dark-skinned black women, because that black skin, that's the original color of the African. That's what we look like when God put us down on earth.
See, that's how you get the females on your side.
Oh, they
Right
love
there.
me.
Right there.
Yeah, I don't look at that as condemning women, encouraging women
kids?
to be natural is not condemning
I
them.
don't
I don't think
condemn.
so.
I'm a therapist. My job is to heal. And that's the one thing I tell people. Well, the lesbians, the homosexual, black women, I am a psychologist. My job is to heal. You will never hear me categorically disrespect or denigrate any group of people.
Lie.
He does it all the time.
What? What? Hold on. Hold.
Didn't he talk about black people that didn't?
He calls us coons all the time.
I'm pretty sure he said that.
He what?
Yeah.
He does, bro.
Yes, his job is to heal, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
This man just got on screen and say he doesn't do that. When he tells people, if you marry a white woman, you're not for the black experience.
I will never do that. I don't care who they are or what they are. That's not Dr. Umar Johnson.
That is also another lie.
My heart bleeds love. I'm unapologetically African. I'll never change that. I have an obligation to my ancestors to finish their work. Okay, we about to go through some stuff. When Obama get out of office, we're going to go through some stuff. You think you're seeing police brutality now? You ain't seen nothing. They're about to take us back to Reconstruction and civil rights, and we need to be
there. It is.
And
I wonder, did that happen? I don't recall that happening. Did that happen?
It never happened.
Huh? Okay.
The way you get ready is to get organized, but it's hard to organize us, y'all, because we love to fight over petty stuff. We want to fight over religion. We want to fight over skin color. We want to fight over the neighborhood. We want to fight over political ideology. He's a Moor. He's a Nawapian. He's a Pan-Africanist. He's a black. Why are you fighting over this stuff?
You want to fight over your views. Like, yo, don't worry about what I think about homosexuality. Worry about what I think about the end goal.
Come together over purpose. Yeah. Me and Charlemagne might have two different ideologies. All four of us might. Let's come together for the purpose of building a school. The purpose of stopping violence in the neighborhood.
You know, it's the first thing he dropped there, right?
This school, building a school, yeah. Well, then where's Charlemagne then with the money to help you with the school?
Yeah, Charlemagne, the God.
The purpose of building
your
hospital,
money at?
The purpose of giving to the world the first totally independent black music label. Purpose, not ideology, not religion, but the purpose.
And stop looking for people to be.
But the purpose.
I don't know why. This is going to sound the way it sounds. I don't know how to sugarcoat it. But it's like. It's not that. It's just like, why do these types of people, as you call them, hoteps, why do these types of people like get off on the idea that they are still living through the civil rights movement? Like it's an honest question of like, why do you still think you're living in the most oppressive time for your people and you love it? Like you won't let it go, like ever. It's always going to be a thing, and it's absolutely idiotic to hold on to that for so long, to think that this is how it still is.
Well, a lot of people do it. People like him, they do it because without it, they wouldn't be relevant at all. You know, imagine if tomorrow you had one wish, a genie, and you wish that all racism never existed. All of it. Sexism, racism, all the isms never existed. What job would they have if they woke up in the morning and was nowhere to be? If you
don't push race issues.
So what they have to do is continue to feed the uneducated, because most educated black people, or even educated period, any race, aren't listening to this clown.
Yeah,
it's usually the uneducated who really don't understand, and they're feeding them. He's feeding them this information, and what they go with, well, he's a doctor.
Yeah,
he has a degree. He is smart, and he's a smart black man. So I'm going to listen to this black man. No.
Like, you know, he has two wives, right?
He what?
He has two wives.
Oh, does he?
Oh, he's one of those polys.
Well, that's the nature of Pan-Africanism.
Yeah.
That's the nature.
That makes sense. But no, the other thing with that is like it's no different than how growing up in the South, you hear this: the South will rise again. He's like, we can put these people back where they belong. It's the same sort of ideology, right? They're still stuck in that past that doesn't exist anymore. It just doesn't. Like everybody moved past that a long time ago. Like I was telling Michael yesterday on the show for the Hooch, is that during the 90s and like the early 2000s, racism, like as we thought it, was already like almost gone. It was almost completely gone. Nobody cared. And then critical race theory, Obama's term, just made it worse. Everything got worse instead of better.
Right.
Well, I think the reason why they still hold on to the civil rights era is because the like Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, and all them, it makes them feel relevant because they're fighting for something when they're not really fighting for anything. But
it's a first world problem,
right?
It's like you have no other problems because your hierarchy of needs is met, that you have to make up problems to give yourself to continue through the days. You're making up problems that don't exist. Most people today care about where their taxes are going and how they're feeding their family. I don't care about your identity politics. I want to know if you're going to get me a job, or if we're building jobs, or if my kids are getting a good education, or better yet, if the economy isn't going to crash. I don't care what color your skin is, as long as you get the job done.
Well, your kids won't be getting a good education if they go to the I Promise school.
Hey, look, he's got 99 problems, and one of those problems are none of those 99 problems.
Yeah, none of your problems are his problems.
Wait, didn't you say he had two wives?
Yeah, sister wives.
So why does his house look like this?
Because they probably don't live with him.
Oh, Dang.
I was
Jeez.
Oh my god.
I was gonna say, I mean, you having two women that can't clean is like that's some bad luck.
Oh god.
He chose poorly.
You chose poorly, sir.
Oh, people like him
You
do
chose-
choose poorly.
It's like if they can't even cook either, and then like the house looks like that, it's like
what's his
no.
real name? I know it's not Umar Johnson.
His last name is Schumacher.
Hmm.
SHOEMAKE.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Schumacher.
Yeah. He has a very white first name too. I forget what it is, but a very white first name.
Larry
Larry.
Chad. His first
Larry.
name is Chad.
Chad.
Yeah.
Chad Shoemaker. He's like, man, ain't nobody
Like-
gonna take me serious with a name like Chad. I'm talking this Pan-Africanism and this pro-black stuff. We're gonna change my name to Umar. Give me a good last
Like,
name.
You know
Johnson.
me and my thoughts on this whole thing is like I feel bad because like we could have America is supposed to be the melting pot. We're supposed to be all together as Americans, and like these people just keep trying to segregate themselves for no other reason than they have nothing better to do with their lives. And it's sad, and it all it does is make things worse for everybody else. Instead of like not being able to be friends with people that you want to be friends with. The whole idea of MLK's speech of like this is not what he wanted. This is actually backwards from what he wanted.
Okay.
Well,
Okay. He has
now-
he has a black name then. It's Jermaine.
Jermaine.
Jermaine Schumacher.
Jermaine.
Jermaine Schumacher.
You know, guys like him, they, you know, and that school does kind of fall under a segregationist mindset.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm all about giving what they want. They want segregation, give it to them. They want a black city, give it to them. They want a black neighbor, give it to them. Give them all. Let them have it. And the minute things start going wrong, they're going to be screaming and crying for help.
Yeah.
You're going to see people leaving there. They know it's going to happen. So no matter how much segregation they want, they're still going to ask the white man for help. If you want segregation, get out there and do it yourself.
Yep.
Which
Good
you
luck.
know,
Have
honestly,
fun.
I'm not opposed to that if they want to self-segregate. Because look at like Chinatown and Koreatown.
Yep.
But I mean, they're not doing it out of a means of I guess Marlon said out of a means of hatred and wanting to separate from white people. They're doing it because, you know, this is our in-group preference. We want to hang out with other Asians.
But they also didn't ask white people to help them separate.
That too.
Yeah.
You're not
Every
gonna ask
group
me to
has
pay
in-group
for your
preference.
separation. If you want to leave, then go ahead and separate. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Do it.
Not
Do
that
what you got to
hard.
do.
I
But
plan.
in any case, he can't get black people to fund the school. He can't get black people to build the school because, by his words, his own admission, they steal too much and they don't work. And so he had to get white people to do it. That's your Umar Johnson people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's the
Irony.
Pan-African Black is excellence guy. Okay. So in other words, he lying to you and he taking your money and you'll never see that school. Just so you know,
LeBron's
you'll
the
never
same
see
way.
that school.
And
Now,
you know,
mind you,
fired.
the Savage Patriots don't think that about black people. Just
No.
Just Umar.
Mhm.
We think you have more than enough power to do what you got to do.
I think every group has just that percentage of people that are
That are
just
just lazy.
awful. Just awful. Like
They said they're just some people that don't want work.
I
Like
usually call
global
it the
liberals are
10%.
the same way.
Yeah, no, it's a 10% problem. No matter what group you're in, there's always going to be that 10% that fuck it up for everybody else. Always. There
Big
will
time.
always be 10%. At
Yeah,
least.
and those are the people that are so stuck in cultural norms
Yeah.
that they're not willing to reprogram themselves to think a different way. As long as
Yeah,
you live in the
right.
cultural norm, you're going to be stuck in one spot because I don't want to do that because of this. I don't want to do that's not the way my mom did it. That's not the way we do it over here. That's not
Yeah.
the way black people do it. You got to be able to deprogram yourself and start thinking outside of that in
Yeah.
order to be successful. In my
Just-
opinion, I'm
Just
saying.
like white people's got like certain types of rednecks and KKK people, you know, you've got your Pan-Africans and your black nationalists, right? On that side. And then for the Asians, you've got the Han Chinese who hate everybody.
Yeah. And then you
It's
got
like-
Jay Lee, who don't care about
Yeah,
nobody
it's like
either way.
where they view the Philippines as being the Mexico of Asia.
I mean, we do call them jungle Asians. There's a reason for that.
That's fucking
Yeah. That I know. I've had these conversations in Asia. I know this.
Y'all
So
are
like
racist.
it's like there's always a group that hate another group. Like look
Well,
at
no.
look at the Middle East. You've also got the difference between the Sunnis and the Shias. Like it's a
Yeah.
religious thing, but they don't like them. They don't like each other. Period.
Well, here's the thing. Like Asians are racist to everybody. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter who you are. Like if you're a Filipino, a Korean's gonna hate you.
Especially a Filipino.
If you're Vietnamese, nobody likes you. If you're Chinese, you hate everybody. So
Yeah.
I mean, goes without saying.
Is anyone hearing the TikTok? Does the TikTok sound jumbled? You said we sound like we're talking all at once, but I don't think I've heard that at all.
No, I haven't heard it.
Yeah, I don't know. Someone said it sounds like we're all talking all at once, but I think that's because you came in late
to the
and we
party.
were all talking, yes, all at once at that particular point in time, but that's not what it's been the whole show. So in any case, well, thank you guys for tuning in. For the TikTok crew, we'll catch up with you guys later. We're going to sign off there. And so what we're going to do now, well, welcome, Lynn. You're late. You're late, Lynn. You're late. I'm not going to forgive you.
Yeah, there's a trial run for the TikTok. We'll get it figured out for sure. But yeah, like I said, it's like I know us. We all get along because we hate the same people.
So
mostly
Friday?
ignorant liberals. Yeah.
What are we doing Friday?
Ooh, I don't know. There's a few things we can talk about.
Give me one.
Well, the breaking news of being them messing with the election, and then them saying that Trump can't be on the primary, and then Vivek says that he's not going to do it.
If we talk about the Colorado thing, we could get a strike. So we got to play that. We got to make sure we formulate a way of approaching it right. Well, not that we can't. We just have to make sure we don't say the word like the STEAL word, or theft, or
cheat. Is
influence. Cheat. Yeah, we can't use those words.
Manipulate. Can we use the word manipulate?
Yeah, can use manipulate. Yeah. Influence. We can use.
Can we say change the rules?
Put their hands upon. Tip the
Doctor
scale.
The results.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tip the scale.
Yeah, we could bring Vivek into that whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then we can also talk about the Hunter Biden Air Force One.
Oh yeah.
What is there a new? There's a new one?
No, he came in. They flew him in on Air Force One to the White House.
Oh, of course they did.
Yeah,
with helicopter, right?
And he has defied. I guess he's not showing up to the subpoena. Is that what I heard? Right?
Oh yeah, they already said that he wasn't going to go. It's
okay.
No.
So is his dad protecting him? Then is that what that is?
More than likely.
Probably.
I thought he was an adult.
He's still a man child.
He's a man. Yeah, definitely a man child. He needs daddy. A 50-year-old man needs his daddy to come to his rescue.
Well, he probably showers with daddy for all we know.
Yeah, he probably does.
There is a diary about that.
They probably
somebody else.
Same bed together and snuggle at night.
Well, at least we know they share bank accounts. So
yeah,
there's that. There might be some more news that is breaking on Friday. We'll have to see because it's the end of the week. That's usually when all this stuff goes to die. So we'll see what they throw out there.
Whatever pops up is trending. It may not be that, but anything can be popped.
We are going to do another episode of the Hooch tomorrow because we're doing part 2 of the show that we did last night. Because I got some more stuff to cover, and hopefully Marlon can make that so that we can make it a little bit more interesting.
I agree.
And Jay, if you want to show up,
yeah, if you want to come, we'll do the full house if we want to tomorrow.
I'll try.
You can.
Well, I'll keep you posted.
It's going to be fun.
In the meantime, and in between time and scene time, we'll be back on Friday. Remember, no Saturday this week. It's the next. Well, no, next one. Yeah. Next one will be Christmas weekend. So none for the next 2 weeks. At the beginning of the year, we'll kick it off again, right? And we'll do the 6th. Will be our next Rumble event.
Yep.
We'll do it on the 6th.
Good.
As a New Year's,
it's 7 p.m.
Same time every time.
Yeah. New Year's.
No, he's asking for the Hooch tomorrow. What time it was? Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same time every time.
Just text me if you don't hear from me today. Just let me know. I might be tied up with trying to figure stuff out with mom. So in any case, thank you guys for showing up, for tuning in, even those on TikTok that, thought we were all talking all together. I'm sorry. But we'll catch up, Mr. Lee.
So like, share, comment, subscribe. We'll see you Friday.
Peace.